You like my shirt?
I do actually. Did you get that at the New Buc-ee's or that we got, or is that like a Texas thing?
No, I got it in. I think I got this one in Orange Beach or like Foley. It's in Foley.
Wait, Alabama got Buc-ee's before we did.
Yes. Well, they're more important than us, apparently. So
that's right. I forgot that we are the landmass between Alabama and Louisiana.
Yeah. Did you hear Price talking about the guy from up north that was at the Sports South, that convention that they had, and they had like
crawfish bowl,
like a mile worth of tables, and people were just steadily just dumping crawfish. And so Price was over there, he was eating, and there was some guy from up north, and he was over there, and it was like one of those like, how you eat these?
Peeling it apart and stuff.
Yeah, and he was like, Price had ate like 5 pounds, and he's like on the third one, and Price is like, you're going to have to do better than that, man. You're going to have to do faster.
Yeah, I mean, there is like a certain level of, what is that? Finesse, I guess, to it. Mm-hmm. Especially like getting the tail and everything properly.
The guy said, he pulled it off. He said, what's that yellow stuff? Price said, oh, that's just duck butter. He said, oh, okay. He just kept on eating. His friend that was with him was like, what is this yellow stuff? He said, oh, it's just duck butter. That's great.
Yeah, it's an Asian duck butter sauce. Yeah, they
just roll with it, man.
Yeah, they inject it. Yeah. Oh no!
What episode of this Little House on the Prairie is this? The one where the kid gets some kind of sickness?
Isn't it like?
Is that every episode? Welcome to Pawn Unloaded, where cash is king and weird is just another Tuesday.
Bling on the counter, stories untold, gold chain memories bought and sold, hustle in the air, dreams feel corroded. Welcome to the shop, we pawned and loaded.
What's up, everybody? I'm Tyler. I'm the manager here at Gold Mine Pawn and Gun. Welcome to Pawned and Loaded. We started this podcast. We want to kind of just inform everybody about the pawn business. And so there's so many negative stereotypes going around, specifically that, Law and Order, SVU puts out, anything sketchy happening is at the pawn shop, bringing in stolen stuff, selling it out the back and everything like that. And so I kind of wanted to start a podcast to explain like what a pawn is, the interest on it, how you can come back and pick it up, the difference between pawning and selling and stuff like that. And we also want to kind of banter, and we'll talk about crazy stories, funny stories, weird items that have come in. And so that's kind of why we started this. But like I said, I'm Tyler. I'm the host. Today I have Hayden.
Hello.
Hayden Summerall is with us. How long have you been here with us?
Like 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty fresh.
He is our firearm extraordinaire and also our guitar extraordinaire. If I have any questions, I don't know anything about guitars. And so if somebody brings something in, I say, hey, can you come over here and look at this? And he knocks it out. So, but tell everybody about yourself and how fabulous you are.
Super fab. I've worked in the gun industry for a while, so that kind of helped me out being here and coming here, I guess. I was in the military for a bit, about 4 years. Really, I just became really interested in shooting and stuff, and that's just kind of what landed me doing the pawn business because of previous work. And it just kind of all boiled down to this. It just seemed like it works. Plus guitars and a little bit of knowledge and other stuff. But yeah, it worked out.
All right. Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, he was in the military. I'm in the Army National Guard. I've been in for 15 years. I'm going to try and make it to the 20, so I can retire out of. I'm holding on for dear life, but as soon as I get out, I'm never cutting my hair. I'm never shaving again. I'm like Hobo Jesus, 100%. So, but this episode, I kind of want to go over what a pawn is. And so the difference between pawning and selling something. So a pawn is, let's just say you have a gold ring and you need $100. $100 is a good round number. Yeah. And so you bring in your ring and you say, hey, I need to borrow $100. This emergency come up, or I got to pay the rest of this light bill, or, I'm not getting paid until Friday and it's Tuesday, so I need some cash to make it till payday. And so you bring your ring in, I test it, we scratch it on the stone, weigh it up, and whatever spot is, we do a percentage of that. And so let's just say it's $100. Okay. I loan you the cash, the $100. It's 25% interest for 30 days. It's a 30-day loan. Okay. I can't legally sell your stuff until 60 days if you haven't come back and get it. But the loan is for 30. And so 25% of $100 is $125. And so you have 30 days to come back and give me $125 to pick up your ring. If you can't come up with that amount, you can pay the $25, that interest, and it'll extend your due date another 30 days. And you can do that however many times. I mean, we've had stuff in here for years.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So, I mean,
we have a motorcycle that's been in the back since, I mean, honestly, since I was in high school, I want to say. I'm pretty sure that thing has been.
and I mean, you know, and I mean,
after.
as long as people are paying us as a storage fee and to hold it, that interest, I'll hold on to it however long you need to. And so, but I had somebody come in the other day that had some firearms with us since like 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And they finally come in and they could come up with the original amount of money that I loaned them to get them out.
Mm-hmm.
And they left with them. And so that's how a pawn works. You're actually getting a loan. And so, you know, stereotypes, people think that pawn shops are super, super sketchy.
Right.
But we have so many rules that we have to abide by, and we're regulated.
It's like a bank. We are,
Right.
for all intents and purposes, a bank.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
that sells guns.
And so, I mean, because we're monitored hard by them. And so, I mean, we're set at that percentage rate and everything.
And it's federally and state regulated, is it not?
Right. And so, you know, and the privacy laws, you know, we have a lot of people come in and they'd be like, hey, how much did so-and-so get on their pawn? I'm like, well, I can't tell you that.
Right.
That's like me going to community bank and be like, hey, how much money's in Hayden Summerall's account? Right. I can't tell you that, you know. Everything that brings in, we put in the serial numbers to our system. And at the end of the day, we run police reports. And so, you know, with stolen firearms or stolen tools or stolen
anything serialized that you can track per the serial number, it is checked through our system. Yeah. And we do input when anything's taken in, like a guitar, for instance. Pretty much all guitar brands, except for some like really, really low budget stuff that frankly you don't see that often. I mean, it's like kid's 10th birthday kind of guitar. You paid like $100 for it and it blows up in 2 years, whatever. Mm-hmm. Those might not have a serial number, but anything that's like even mildly reputable will have a serial number, and it is annotated and put into the system when we get it, just like a gun or whatever else. So it can be tracked and it can be checked to see if it's stolen. So if it's been reported stolen per that serial number, we're going to know.
Right. Yeah. So the key is, if you have something stolen, do a police report if you have the serial number. Yeah. If you don't have the serial number, then you're just out of luck. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Keep your serial numbers. Your tools, your guitars, your guns, anything that's of value that you don't want to have stolen or that you would hate to have stolen. Get the serial number of it and maybe take pictures too, especially if there's any damage. That's an aside. But
I mean, we got people, they'll come in and say, hey, my TV was stolen. Okay, do you have the serial number? No, but it's 32 inches and it's black. So I know what it looks like. And you're like, okay, that's every TV that comes in here. So I'm, you know, because I mean, we find TVs on a daily basis. Yeah. So, I mean, you're out of luck on that. So be sure to keep your serial number and to do a report. That way, if it comes in our store, it'll flag, investigators will come in. Yep. And they'll do that. And of course, the amount of stolen stuff that we bring in is super small.
Well, that one case recently with some things, a few items. That was the only time.
Because we get stolen stuff. People are dumb enough to bring it here.
The thing about that one, that's a good example. That dude didn't have any of his serial numbers, and his stuff got stolen. Some of it could be identified per the individual, like it had scratches here, a dent there, whatever. That's not really usable in like legal things, but you can tell. But he didn't have any of his serial numbers, and that's going to be between him and like the officers now, right?
Right. Yeah.
So keep your serial numbers. Get pictures of stuff. If it has like a Frosty the Snowman shaped scratch on it, take a picture of that. I mean, that's an identifier. You know.
We help all walks of life, and so it's you know. And we're a bank. Like I said, I mean, you can't walk into Trustmark Bank with a 32-inch TV and say, hey, man, I need to borrow $50 until Friday.
Right.
And that's what we're here for. And that's what we do. And we try to help people out as much as we possibly can.
And we don't do credit checks. There's no credit check involved with it. So even if you're like me, financially irresponsible in your youth and you're like steadily rebuilding your financial health, you could still get a loan through us as long as you have the capital, the item that is of value that we see fit to loan out on. So that is, again, like you said, we help all walks of life, everybody. I mean, we see everybody from big money to no money, whatever. Yeah. And I mean, they're all the same customer at that rate,
Yeah. And we try to help people as much as we can. And so when you bring your item in, we look and see the value of it. So like, just say you bring a tool in, I look and see how much it is new. And then I kind of look and see what they're going for pre-owned. And so what we'll do is we'll look at a certain percentage or what we can make off of it, because we have to look at it as if you don't pick it up.
Right.
All that stuff that we have out there is stuff that people didn't pick up. And we would rather you pick your stuff up. I don't want to have to sell it.
I would rather you pick it up and then come pawn it again.
Yeah,
that would be the ideal goal.
I mean, I don't want your stuff, and so, but we have to look at it as if you ain't going to pick it up. Right. And so we give you a certain percentage below whatever pre-owned something would sell. So that way, if I do have to put it out, then, I could at least make something, or at least an interest payment or two off of it. And so that's how we kind of factor that in. But we really do try to help people out. We have customers. We had one customer. This is when we first got into Laurel. She would pawn an item with us, and she had it in there for 2 or 3 years, I think. And she could never come up with that amount, that 125 or whatever it was to get out, but she'd come up with that 25, And it was Christmas time, and she come in and she was like, I said, "Hey, you gonna pick up your ring today?" "No, I'm gonna pay on it."
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Price, the boss man. The owner here, he said, "You know what? I'm going to go back there." He went and got the ring, gave it to her, free of charge, nothing to say, "Hey, you're an awesome customer. You've never gotten behind. Thank you for paying on your stuff. Merry Christmas. Take it." And she took it with her. And so we do stuff like that to help people out. We have loyal customers that we really, really do help out all the time. Like I've told you before, that one gentleman
with the shopping cart.
Yep. Yeah. And he was the best customer we ever had. And super, super sad what happened to him. But I mean, he had a stroke, and he drank quite a bit, and he'd get that shopping cart and he'd push it across Big Wiggly across the road. And we were nervous there several times that he was going to get run over. And, but he would get there, and he had a bunch of old tools that really weren't worth anything. Well, when it got to be to where he pawned 40 times and he's picked them up every single time, we were like, "Hey, take this chain." And it was just a fake plastic chain. Cost him, wasn't worth nothing. But he was a man of his word, and he was kind-hearted and polite all the time. Awesome guy. And he would bring that chain, that fake chain, like clockwork, and pick it up. I mean, we got close to 100 pawns out of it, and he never lost anything.
He's probably like the only one. Well, I mean, there might be 1 or 2 other customers, but realistically, he's probably one of the only ones on record for us that have had 100% rate throughout.
But we were absolutely devastated. He had passed away, and he got beaten up pretty bad, and nothing was ever solved or done about it. But we were devastated whenever that happened. But he was the best customer we'd ever had.
And that was at the Julia's location, right?
Yeah, that's when we started at Julia's. We were itty bitty. Yeah, he was the best customer we had. But that's pretty much how a pawn works. And so we get people come in, and they're like, "Hey, I want to pawn this." Okay, so you want to come back and get it? No, I'm just wanting to pawn it.
That's a
okay.
sale.
Well, pawn is coming back to get. Sale is getting rid of. So just for your knowledge,
one is a loan. One is a
you want to
sale.
pawn something, you're going to come back and get it.
Yeah. If you want to pawn, you're requesting a loan.
That's right.
Yeah.
You want to sell it, then you don't want it back. You're just getting rid of it. And that's how we get stuck with some stuff, is that people think it's a pawn.
Right. That's the thing. Some people,
sale,
there's a confusion there. Just because they're in a pawn shop, they think that, and also there's that old term, pawning it off on someone. I don't even know what that means, because like that's usually like I don't know. That's a nice idea, but
I don't know. But we really do try to help people out. We do, those raffles that we do. We
just
take that
finished up with
money,
one. Yeah.
and we'll put it in the back, and we have a fund that if people come in, and you can tell when people are really in need, and they don't have anything to get a loan on or whatever. We'll go back there and we'll get some money and give it to them. Just whenever you can tell people are really hurt and they're really in need, and so I'm really trying not to focus on Little House on the Prairie, but it's got me zoned in.
This Seiko watch.
Yes.
What's going on with that?
Oh, we have had this
For
an
years?
eternity.
Yeah.
We got $600 on it. It's 14 karat gold. Just ain't nobody willing to pay for it in here, so we're probably gonna tear this thing apart. The bezel on the back, and we're just gonna scrap it. Put it in a scrap bin and send it off. And I'm sure we've had this so long, gold was so low that we probably have a whole lot less in it than what gold is now. Gold, is $3,200 today an ounce.
It's gone down a bit.
It went down. It's jumped up a little bit more, but it's still in the 3,200s.
It's been right around, I was going to say right between 32 and 33-ish.
Yep.
Gold's a big one. Gold is a big part of what we do here. Not just buying pre-owned jewelry, cleaning it up, and then reselling it, scrap gold and any of the like.
Anything like broken chains, like you said, clipped rings that couldn't fit, and you had to cut those or whatever, and just scrap pendants and stuff. We buy scrap,
all those
stuff that's resellable, everything.
A lot of those, what is it? It's not the Shriners, the Masons, the Freemason pins. A lot of the old ones are high in gold content, or they are a gold pin. So if your granddad's Mason stuff is sitting around, bring it in. We'll
Don't steal it.
Don't steal it. Don't steal stuff. Don't.
We got a couple of law enforcement officers that work up here, and so we get people arrested. Me being included in one of them.
I was going to say.
We get people arrested all the time, and criminals, I won't say they've gotten smarter. They're dumb, but
the game
they got smart about bringing it up.
Well, the game has changed. I mean, those types of people are always going to adapt to whatever system is in place and probably keep most of their old ways from what was before and adapt those in. The biggest thing I would say, like criminality wise, aside from like people trying to bring stolen stuff in, which like you said, it's kind of few and far between now just because of the way things are. And I guess people have learned a bit.
We can usually tell too.
Yeah.
We've gotten pretty good at
But like straw sales, stuff like that, people trying to purchase firearms and equipment and everything else for people that aren't legally allowed. I mean, they might be your uncle and they're a nice dude or something, but they did something that Uncle Sam didn't like, and we can't, circumnavigate that, because that's super illegal to get our license pulled, gets us in a lot of trouble. The individual could get in trouble.
I say straw purchase, that will land you and them with a felony charge. And so purchasing a firearm from somebody who can't legally possess one is what a straw purchase is. And we get it all the time.
Yeah. If I sniff it out, I will be mean. I've done it in the past.
He did it the other day. He was mean to somebody.
I will not go to prison for you.
We're not going to lose our license.
I'm not going to
over
prison.
a $200 pistol. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, your Taurus G3C is not worth me going to prison for 15 years.
Because we'll have a guy and a girl come in. The girl is just standing there on her phone, not caring about anything in the world.
Look at the case of guns.
The guy's looking at it. Yeah, she's going to get this one. No,
I don't think so.
I need your ID. You picked it out and need to run it. Oh, let me go get it out of the vehicle, and they both leave. They don't come back.
Yeah, they do a burnout. And then in that case, we're actually friendly with a few other pawn shops around here. We do warn each other. So don't think you're smart by going into one store.
We'll make phone calls, say, hey, this person, try to do a straw purchase. And then,
there's like 10,000 people in Laurel. It's a small town. Yeah. We know everybody, or for the most part.
Yeah. We're talking about gold a while ago. You weren't here whenever we had the dentures come in with the gold.
The teeth.
Yeah, those one time this family come in and they had a set of dentures and the teeth had gold caps on them. And they were like, hey, Mama passed away. She doesn't need these anymore. And so we want to sell the gold. I'm like, well, I got to weigh the gold up. And so you got to get the gold off the teeth. There's no way to weigh it and figure out the value of it. And so I gave them a hammer, and they went out on the sidewalk in front of the pawn shop, and they beat the stew out of them dentures and got all the gold off the teeth.
Meemaw's teeth.
And they did. They come it back, and I put my gloves on, and I threw it up on there. I'm like, yeah, man, you got about $120 worth. And hey, there you go.
Thank you, Meemaw.
So we take all kinds of gold.
Yeah. Well, Papaw the other day, my fiance's grandfather, he came in, and he had like just gotten it pulled. Like,
oh yeah, I remember you. I had to beat that one. Yeah, I had some.
It was out there. Yep, same thing. And that was the first tooth we've gotten up here. I will say at the second shop, there was that one guy that came in one day, and it looked like a piece of like gold tinfoil, just like all crinkled up in like weird shape. And he like comes in, and he's like, "Hey man, I want to pawn this or sell it or something." I didn't know what the hell it was. I was looking at it, and I think I brought it to you or Derek, and y'all were immediately like, "That's a tooth cap." Yeah. And just, I mean, you've seen it, but yeah, we do see some. That's on the like mildest side of interesting stuff. Really mild.
Spotting gold, especially fake gold and stuff like that, over time, I've been in the pawn business for 10 years. And so it's easy to spot something, and so somebody brings something in and Alexis is like, hey, can you check this? Yep, that's not real. Yeah.
Sometimes, like you were saying, I remember when I first started, like this one, it actually does like, it looks like gold in my opinion. It is pretty bright yellow. I don't know if it's really.
But you can tell some fake stuff too that's like brushed. You can see the brush backside
brush marks on it and stuff. And then some of the really, really bright, like it almost looks like a brass, like a fresh like tumble brass that you're about to reload. It's that like super, super bright like movie, like Bollywood. That's it. It's like a Bollywood gold chain. If you ever see like a Indian film, all of their gold stuff, even if it's real, looks crazy yellow, like really, really bright yellow.
Middle Eastern,
and like unless
Israel
it's like
made stuff, like 18 karat gold, or a little bit pure.
I know that those can, but I mean, again, the average like dude from Burnt Bridge Road isn't going to come in here with like a 16 pennyweight bright yellow gold chain for the most part. I mean, hey, I hope they do. But
talking about crazy stories. We talked about the guy with the prosthetic leg. Okay, we had a guy come in one time. He had a prosthetic leg on. He walked up to the counter. And he took it off at the counter and put it on the counter and said, "Hey, I need to pawn this."
What part of the year was it?
I can't remember. It was probably sweaty regardless.
I mean, you stick that nub down into a prosthetic, man, it's going to be sweaty.
And I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. I don't know of any. Are those custom fit?
Yeah, they're well. I mean,
like if I had to resell it,
stuff, but like more of the modern ones, they typically do like because your nub will be different shape. Like a lot of the guys I worked with, they're combat amputees. You never know where your leg's going to get blown off. So like they're all molded to a degree.
Well, between that and the elephant foot, that come in, it wasn't like an actual foot,
right?
Like with a bone sticking out and the meat rotten or anything like that. It was a cast, and so it's like they had like the elephant skin wrapped around it. Like I looked on the bottom of it, like it was legit, like hide foot elephant, but like it was like a cast in the middle of it, and so it almost looked like a little trash can.
How do you get just the foot? Is that like
I don't know. Well, I told her no because I was like, "How do you get that past customs?" Like,
I mean, she didn't.
It's an endangered animal, right? Is it endangered?
Are they? We need a Janie.
We need a Janie. We need to check that out. We'll check that out. But I really wanted to use it as a trash can.
Yeah,
like in my office here, and just have like a little.
Do you think it's still around?
Possibly.
How long ago was that?
This was last year.
Oh, it's still around.
Yeah, but they had like camels and zebras and like all kinds of stuff. It was like it was one of those storage unit finds.
Oh.
Yeah. So I really kind of want to see the camel too.
But
I really wanted the foot for a trash can.
Full size stuffed camel?
I don't know.
Like what's that thing out there that eat?
Oh yeah, Eland. Yeah, it may be mounted like that. I don't know, but
can't get it either. Anyways, that's super illegal trading animal furs. Like that's considered poaching. I'm pretty sure, especially with those types. Which I don't know about camels because there's that one Australian dude on YouTube that uses like an infield. Have you ever seen that? He has like a scout scope on it. It's like way forward, and he just goes out and he like shoot a camel shoot another camp. Like he'll kill 3 of them in a row, just like bam, bam, bam.
We had I forgot about this. We had, I can't remember what kind of rifle it was, but this rifle was probably as long as this room. And it had like silver trim and all that stuff. And it had like
I know what you're talking
Arabic
about. I know exactly what
writing
you're talking about. Yep.
And we had this when we were in Julius.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up pawning it and the guy lost it. And we did some research like that, but it was a camel gun.
I was going to say it had to be a camel gun.
And they would prop it up on the humps of the camel
yeah.
and they would shoot camels, I guess. I don't know. But the research we found was called a camel gun.
Do you think that, I don't know if I can say that.
I don't know how old
it was.
Do you think
that the camels that helped with hunting were like Uncle Tom kind of camels? Sorry.
But we put it out for sale and we sold it to a customer.
Really? What? Do you remember what caliber it was?
I don't. It was so long ago. I actually totally forgot
It
about it.
has to be a muzzle loader. It had to.
Yeah. It had like the rod. It was like
like
a silver rod that you would, and we sold it. And then like, I don't know how many months or maybe a year later, one of our main customers come in.
Yeah.
And he brought it in. And I said,
I remember
that looks familiar, And he was like, hey, I want to pawn this. Found it in an old abandoned barn somewhere. It come off of an aircraft back during the war. And it had this whole long drawn out story and stuff like that. And come to find out it was the same exact one that we sold to the guy. So we sold it to the guy.
The aircraft.
And then he sold it to the other guy and made up that bogus story.
The aircraft story was probably the dude that bought it here.
And then so here it comes back into the pawn shop and he wanted to pawn it again.
Oh,
and my whole time I'm like, that's not true. That's not.
I've seen one of those somewhere else and I can't remember where it was. They used flat brass or bronze or something plating and they would inlay it into the wood almost. I think that's the same thing I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
It has to be.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty neat.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, we'll have more stories.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff
Horror
that comes
stories.
in. Horror stories.
Yeah, for Halloween we'll do a special about that dude that was at the no, I'm not even gonna we'll wait for October.
Yeah, we'll wait for October on that one. But I plan on, if we get the setup, because this setup's kind of ratchet. We're just kind of winging it right now. I'm just trying to start everything up. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not allowed to put holes.
You got your banjo over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Learn to pick on the banjo there a little bit.
I don't play banjo.
You can make me get up and start dancing here in just a second. We're going to try to get some more people on.
Yeah.
We'll get Derek, Michael, and Lexi, other employees that I have. We got Nick.
Mm-hmm.
He is our master gunsmith that we keep on hand here in store. Mm-hmm. And so there's not many others
He's
around.
He's actually not allowed to leave. We keep him.
Yeah. He's locked up in his room right here, actually.
Right behind us. So you think he's sleeping.
We slide him bologna sandwiches under the door. So, but,
you guys have been giving him sandwiches? I've just been giving him loose slices of bologna. Shoot.
But yeah, super, super knowledgeable. The best there is in the South, hands down, And so if you got something that's broke and something in the closet and you're like, man, I've been meaning to get that fixed, you bring it up here. If it's not fixable, he'll tell you.
Yeah.
But he can even make parts and stuff. I mean, he can thread barrels.
Tools, he makes parts.
Everything. So a genius at that. And so shout out to him for sure. And if we can get P Money, the boss man.
That's my big goal.
He likes to be behind the scenes. We're going to try to do some more episodes and everything. We just want to pop this first one off,
Michael's going to be the one with some stories. He has good memory.
Yes, he does. We'll rack his brain.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, Derek will be a fun one to have on. Derek does.
He's a good sport.
Who, Price or Derek? Derek.
He's a good sport.
We give him so much crap.
Hey, Derek, we got 8 weed eaters that we need to put out for sale. Will you come crank all of these?
What's bad is he's been here for almost 6 years now. I've been here for 6 months, and somehow Derek still gets it from me, which he gives it back. So me and him are about the same level now. But
you got to have thick skin working up here.
Yeah, not just for customers. Customers are a big part of it, but all of us are
employees
also,
as well.
Yeah.
Yes,
most of us are ex-military, police.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
If not, we're a wife of an oil field worker.
That's right. That's right. But we're gonna wrap up this episode here. Hope y'all learn a little bit of what the pawn shop business is like and the difference between a pawn and a sale. And so we're gonna go over some more stuff gonna rack our brains.
There's a lot of anecdotes that'll be made.
Yeah.
As we go along, I mean, a lot of things will kind of explain themselves, if not explained further by us, just through context.
Yeah. But I'm Tyler. This is Hayden. Thank you for stopping by Pawn and Loaded, where cash is king and weird is just another Tuesday.
Bling on the counter, stories untold. Gold chain memories bought and sold. Hustle in the air, dreams feel corroded. Welcome to the shop, we pawned and loaded.